Another day, another journal that is absolutely crushing it on TikTok Shop. In this video, I will show you a Christian journal brand that's doing around $27,000 per month and the exact strategies that they're using to make that amount. If you are new to the channel, my name is Sean and I've made over $1.7 million in royalties self-publishing my own books. And in this channel, I just share with you what I learned so you can also make money with this business model. So today we are taking a look at this book right here, the Christian Girl Energy Journal. So it's basically a Christian journal specifically for girls, and it has only 24 reviews. It's selling at a very high price of $24, and yet it has a 6,700 BSR, which is very, very low, and it's making between $200 to $267 a day. So BookBeam, the software I'm using, tells me this number. If you guys want to check it out, the link is in the description. But that means that this book is doing $6,000 to $7,500 just from Amazon, just from this one book a month. And it's a very simple listing, right? Like the title is pretty simple. There's not even a subtitle. I always preach that you need a subtitle, explain the book, sell the book. They're not even doing that, and they're selling this well, right? The book cover, same thing. It's like super simple. How many of you guys with basic Canva design skills can whip up a book cover like this? I bet a lot of you guys can. And despite that, this book is doing very well. Now, despite the book cover being very simple, the title being very simple, I will say that the interior is clean. And it's kind of the style that you want for a journal. So typically you don't want just a blank line journal. That never worked really well anyways, like even back in the days, but now it really doesn't work. What you want is a high content, high quality journal. So it has a lot of text inside, instructions that'll walk you through because it's a guided journal, right? And it has a lot of prompts that you can basically use to fill it out. So it starts off with the instruction, like how to use this workbook. So it's almost like a workbook, right? And a lot of text, instruction, and then there are some blank line journal type of pages over here. This is how it looks. You can basically spy on the interior, just looking at some video reviews over here, but there are quite a bit of text, right? And some journal pages over here. So again, it's a pretty dense content journal, which are the type of journals that work really well nowadays. But the main thing we want to pay attention to is that a lot of other journals in this niche, right, except for like the really hardback style where the printing cost is super high, the normal paperback books are usually priced between like $9.99 to $14.99. And yet this one right here, this is a paperback and it's priced at $24, significantly higher, like 10 bucks higher than other journals. And with only 24 reviews with basic covers, it's still selling amazing, right? So what is the secret? Because they're also not running Amazon ads. It says 0 here when I use Helium 10 Cerebro, which is how you can spy on if they're running ads or not. So 0 means they're not running ads, right? So it's all organic sales that they're making on Amazon, which is crazy. So that means they're doing between $6,000 to $7,500 a month. And this is pure profit because they're not spending any money on ads. So if they're not running ads, where is the traffic source coming from? Well, it comes from social media marketing. However, their Instagram page is pretty dead. They only have 2 posts, barely any followers. It's not doing anything. They also don't have a YouTube account. What they do have is a TikTok page that is doing pretty good. So this is a pretty common theme of all the recent, book analysis videos that I'm doing is it's always TikTok, right? TikTok is always working. And the craziest thing is it's always the same style videos. The best news that all of us can hear is that these videos, the easiest videos to make on TikTok are the ones that's getting the most views and the most sales. Because if you look at these ones over here, these are the videos that they're posting. It's usually a no face. So you basically just set up a camera. Okay, you're not even showing your face. You're just showing the book and the hand and you're just going over the page. And this got 74,000 views. Same as this one, 58,000 views. And this one, you just show the spine or the other side of the spine and then you just show the cover. This is just 2K views, nothing, but all of these are something that anyone watching this video can do, right? Just order the book, showcase it. If you have a good looking interior pages, which is what's important here, that's why like a generic blank line journal that you whip up in 5 minutes is not going to work, because like you show that and no one's going to be like, oh my God, I have to get this, right? So you need a book that looks clean, professional, attractive like this. Okay, so that you can showcase a good page that, makes people want to buy. Obviously, you can make these videos talking to the camera too, but that is their whole strategy, is using TikTok. And people who watch the TikTok video can go and click on the link, and then from the link, it takes them to Amazon, or they can just look it up on Amazon organically. So from Amazon, they're doing $6,000 to $7,500, but how are they making an extra $22,000 because they're doing like $27,000, $28,000 a month? Well, that is on TikTok Shop. So I have a tool called Calidata. Calidata is where I can spy on other TikTok Shop pages or shops, right? And see how they're doing pretty much everything. So it is the only research tool you need for TikTok Shop. If you guys want to check it out, the link is in the description. If you use the link in the description, you actually get it cheaper than anywhere else. This book right here is doing $20,000 in the last 30 days, okay? And they're offering 10% commission, which we're going to talk about later on what that means. But using Calidata, we can spy on which videos have converted the most, which ones have sold the most amount of books, right? So this one right here, from the top, we have this video that sold 151 copies of the book, generating over $3,000 in direct sales from TikTok. So that's $3,000 that, people bought directly from TikTok. But I bet a lot of people who watch this exact video, instead of buying it right there on TikTok Shop, they went to Amazon, looked up the book title, and then bought it here. That is why, without running Amazon ads, they're doing really well on Amazon because of the spillover sales of people watching the TikTok video and searching for the book on Amazon. So that is kind of how it works in the power of social media marketing. But this is the #1 video. All right, so we just have a stock footage of the ocean, okay? And then we have a text. We asked Jesus before posting this that this journal would end up on the For You page of those who may need it. So I don't know if you're allowed to just make claims on behalf of Jesus. I don't know if Jesus would like that. But besides that fact, that is a hook, right? So basically this is a hook. People are scrolling on TikTok and they're like, okay. And then it cuts to the book. You're showcasing the book interior, okay? And then how it looks. It's very attractive. And from here, they should have a call to action, I believe. I guess they don't even have a call to action, right? Probably in the description, it says, check out the link to buy the book, stuff like that. So next one right here, this is a 12-second video, generated over or close to $2,000. And this is the top video right here. So straight up just showing one of the prayer inside the page, closed the book. Like, how simple is that? Okay, so like if you want to film this video, I am over here scripting this 10-20 minute video, for YouTube, scripting like crazy, planning everything out. I gotta set up my ring light, the camera, my mic over here, talking for like 30 minutes just to get, one video. And people on TikTok over here, you probably get like window lighting over here, right? Or just buy like a super cheap light where it's like a tripod. You set up your phone with a little ring light around it, pointing to the book, and you just open up your book, show one page, and then you just don't say anything. You film that for 12 seconds and you put this text, 2 words, and then you put a music in the background. And that goes on to get 151,000 views, and then it generates close to $2,000. I'm not hating, I just think it's amazing, right? I just think short form content obviously is the future, like you can't ignore it. Long form content has its place, but if you want to sell books, low ticket products, obviously short form content is what works. Again, I'm not hating on the creator. I'm not saying, oh, they're being lazy or, like why these low effort videos shouldn't go viral. No, right? This is what's working. We should all embrace it and we should all do the same thing because it's clearly working. But it's just, it's crazy how easy it is to create these videos. So this is the same one. This is the third video that generated $1.6 thousand in revenue, and it's the exact same thing, showing the page. She didn't even close it, right? So it's just showing the page with a text, $1.6 thousand. It's insane. So good for her, making this much money. I don't know if she's the owner or if it's a brand, but that's the effort that she's doing on her own page, which is something that you guys can immediately start doing on your own niche. You don't have to go into the Christian journal. That's not what I'm saying, right? For whatever niche you're in, you can immediately start making these TikTok videos and start posting it on social media. But if you want to take it further, if you want to make sales outside of the sales that you make from your own videos, right? Then you can take it to what I call level 2 of TikTok, which is TikTok Shop. So level 1 is just posting videos on your own page and making sales from there. Right? It's very simple. TikTok Shop, level 2, is essentially getting other people to make videos for you, which is pretty crazy. So once again, Calidata tells me a lot of things over here. So this brand specifically isn't doing much of it. You can see that in the past 30 days, she generated $20,000 in revenue. And out of that, $18,000 is her own self-operated account revenue. So that tells me that most of the sales are coming from her videos, and she's not utilizing affiliates that much because right now the affiliate revenue is $1.8 thousand. If you watch my other videos on other brands, some of them are crazy. Like they generated $200,000 in a month and 99% of it is from affiliates, which is where TikTok Shop gets insane because now all these other people are creating content for you and you're not even doing anything and you're making sales, right? But as for this brand, in this case, they only got 6 active affiliates. They made 7 videos so far, so not too much. Those 7 videos generated close to $2,000 in revenue. I would say that perhaps they are new to TikTok Shop, right? Maybe they just created TikTok Shop and they are actively recruiting other creators to become an affiliate, because once they do, I think they can blow this up like crazy, because that is how all the big brands doing hundreds of thousands of dollars on TikTok Shop is doing. Is basically the key to scale is not to post more yourself, but to hire other people as much as possible to post for you. So all the big brands, they have hundreds of affiliates posting multiple times a day. Like they literally have like 10, 20, 30 videos going off by affiliates about their product, and they just pay a commission, right? So this is how you can see the commission rate too. This brand is paying 10%. If you're curious what is the average commission, it's 10 to 20%. I would say 20% is more average. 10% is kind of low. And maybe that is why this brand is struggling to recruit affiliates if they're trying to, right? So if Sunday Morning LLC, if you're watching this, maybe, you know, up it to 20%, maybe even 25%, is better to offer it high so that you get as much affiliates, because there's really no loss in having a lot of affiliates. Like there's no loss, seriously. So try and get as much affiliates as possible. If you are curious, the big brands, they have a full-time VA, multiple full-time VAs, and their only job is just to reach out to different creators and inviting them to become an affiliate all day long. Like you're sending hundreds of messages every single day to get people as an affiliate. So that's kind of how the big guys are playing, and you might want to do the same. And for everyone watching this, based on everything that I'm seeing in the self-publishing space, this is where the trend is going. Basically, you create a high quality product that is in a high demand niche. Like in this case, a Christian journal is a pretty good niche. It's a big audience, right? You create just a couple products. You don't need a ton of products. We don't need hundreds of different products anymore. We just need one or a couple good products. And then you just go and start creating content like these, showcasing it, and then you start making sales. And then you take the book that's selling really well on your own content, right? Making videos for yourself. And now you can go and recruit other people to sell the same book, because now you have proof of concept. You reach out to these affiliates saying, hey, I'm already converting well with my own videos. These are the videos that work. Do you want to make the same kind of videos and get this much in commission, right? And you're already giving them the winning formula. You know, these affiliates, they're doing this as a business model too, right? They're affiliates, like professional affiliates. So they're always looking for products that converts. So then you can start recruiting them. And then eventually you're going to outsource the reaching out process to a VA, or there are softwares out there that actually sends thousands of messages every single day to reach out to affiliates. And these are TikTok approved software as well. Like they literally work with TikTok. Anyways, that is how you scale with affiliates. That is TikTok Shop. Now, if you're curious about how to make a book like this, I do have a video on step-by-step tutorial using Canva to create a very simple journal. It is a blank line journal, so it doesn't have, you know, a bunch of text like this, but really the only thing you have to do is basically add some text in between the journal lines, right? So you can follow my video and create the journal pages first, and then you just replace some of it with the text, which you can use AI and stuff, you know, to come up with the exercises. It'll take a bit of time, of course, because we're trying to create a high quality product. You shouldn't be trying to do a one-click generation kind of thing, but it's not that hard. And if you want a tutorial on this, then just comment below and maybe I'll make another one. And if you don't want to make the book yourself, you can actually just hire somebody else to make it for you, right? Like you can go to Upwork, post a job, or my recommendation is just go to Fiverr. And there are a ton of people that can make these journals, you know, for you, especially this gig right here. So he will create a low content book for you. And I would recommend something like the $75 or the $140 to make sure that the quality is good, because $140, you think it's expensive. The amount of money you can make from one good journal is, I mean, literally like tens of thousands of dollars a month. So I would happily pay a couple $100 to create a good one. And this one, you can do it for $140. So message him first, make sure that you can actually create something on par, like just as good, if not better than, you know, these kind of books that I'm showing. But from my experience, I've worked with him in the past. These are the books that he is creating. You can see that these are exactly like activity books, journals, right? Exactly the kind of books that we're trying to create and sell, right? So he can do it. I'm pretty confident about it. If you want to try out this gig, I'll leave a link in the description below. So it is as simple as that. Get the gig, create it, start posting content, and if you want to scale, do TikTok shop. That is a whole business model. That's where self-publishing is heading. Things are honestly getting a lot simpler. Now, one disclaimer is that I'm not saying this is easy, guys. You're not gonna just start posting and getting 50,000 views, 100,000 views every single video. I guarantee for the first couple months, you're gonna be stuck at 100 views, 200 views, 300 views, you're barely making sales. Maybe you're making 1 sale, 2 sale here. You know, with social media, it's all about consistency. You might get a viral video right off the bat, and then the next video, it's gonna flop. And for a long time, it might flop. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I can almost guarantee that it's not gonna be as easy as you think, but the actual work that's required is simple. Simple is not easy. Simple is different, but simple is good. You just got to do the same thing over and over. Consistency is what matters here. All right. I just wanted to make sure to set the right expectation because a lot of people just completely miss what I'm trying to say. If you guys want to work with us, if you guys want to join our coaching program, then I do have TikTok and TikTok shop training videos coming up. It might be added already by the time this video is live. So I will update you in the comment section if it's live, but I am making a ton of videos on this so you can go and follow along that one. So the link to apply to my coaching program is in the description. It's the first link in the description and you can learn more from there. All right, guys, leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.